All right, you're welcome. So if you're selling a service, right, or you're selling something like consulting, you're selling something like coaching, right, one of the best ways to close your sales is to have a free 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 60 minutes strategy session, right? So that's one of the best ways to close your sales. So everything you do in your lead generation is to lead to this point where they get on a call with you, or they get to a physical meeting, or um, a group meeting with you where you talk to them one on one, or you talk to them. So these strategies can be used in a webinar, it can be used in a seminar, right? It can be used physically, but let's just tailor it to closing on phone. Right. So then your leads now have seen your offer, they are attracted by your lead magnet, and then they want to get on the phone to talk to you. Right. So this training is to show you how you can close those leads, those people that are interested, those prospective clients, and get them into paying, clients. Right. So now one thing you must know about closing sales is that you must sell like a doctor, right? So now, I know many times you have seen a doctor, you went to visit a doctor, and then the doctor in your say, "Oh, you're welcome to so hospital." The next thing for you to get now is this drug, that drug. Oh, you need antibiotics. You need this. No, they first of all ask you, how do you feel? Where does it hurt you? What's the problem? Right? So that is what it means to sell like a doctor. So if you're selling services, you're selling coaching, you're selling consulting, what you need to do is to sell like a doctor, right? So you're not expected to just tell them this is what we have, this is what we have, this is what we have. No, right? If you're selling physical products, then definitely you can sell like that, right? Or if you have a range of products, you can actually first of all hear them out, right? Maybe have just one product, I guess you can tell them exactly what you sell. But if you sell services, coaching, or consulting, this training I think will be of most benefits to you. Okay, so a lot of mistakes, a lot of people who sell, salespeople, business owners sell by just vomiting every feature and benefit that they have. When they see that someone is interested, just going on and on and on about what they have, right? But they are forgetting that everybody cares about themselves only. They don't care about what you have. They don't care about how great your company is or how great your agency is. They are there for themselves, right? So what you need to do, you need to listen to them, right? You need to ask them questions. So sales is a game or an activity of asking questions. That's one thing you must know. Sales is a game or an activity of asking questions, right? So you're going to remember I said sell like a doctor, right? You don't sell one of the best ways to sell is to sell like a doctor. Doctor wants to sell you drugs, right? He wants to sell you on something that will actually help you. But it does that by asking you questions. Right? So the same way that the same approach that you must use if you want to sell properly, right? And you want to increase your closing rate to 80% and above. Right. So I remember prescription without diagnosis is malpractice, right? Prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So you apply that to your sales too. Okay. So now you've gotten them to say, "Oh, I'm interested," right? And then they get on the call with you, they schedule a call with you. One thing you must know is that what you are selling must take them from where they are right now to where they want to be. And if what you are selling cannot take them from where they are now to where they want to be, right? You cannot aid them in doing that, then don't sell it. Simply don't sell products that work, alright? It's highly unethical to sell things to people you know that does not work simply because you can sell. So only use the strategies I'm about to show to you if what you sell really works, right? Okay, let's go on. Right, like I said, always ask questions, right? Sale is a game of asking. So how do you ask these questions? How do you know the right way to ask these questions? So you're welcome. You're welcome if you're here. I'm doing this video for anyone who sells anything, especially if you sell services, you sell coaching, you sell consulting services. This video is for you. So I'm teaching you how to close sales, right? So you can always watch this video later or start from the beginning, right? Or you can stay live to learn or ask your questions, and we're also available to answer your questions. So this is a sales um coaching, a sales training session, right? So I said, as a salesperson, as a business person, when trying to sell, your job is to diagnose the issue. Your job is to find out what is wrong. Because if you have not understood what their problem is, then how do you know what to sell to them? How do you know how to make an irresistible offer? Right? So first of all, you ask them questions so you can know what exactly is the problem they are facing, so that you know exactly what diagnosis to give. So I said, sell like a doctor. Sell like a doctor, right? And if after hearing their problem, you know you cannot solve it, tell them straight up that I can't help you. I'm not a great fit right now, so I'm not the right person to help you right now, right? So not only is that the right thing for you to do, it also creates goodwill, right? So people will know that, oh, you're not just there to take their money, but you're really there because you want to help them and you want to really give them results, not just trying to make a quick sale, right? And of course, the word will get out there, right? So if they're not a good fit, you let them know immediately. Okay. So and then by letting people know that you're not for everybody, you're making the words that come out from your mouth much more powerful, right? And they'll be tailored to the exact symptoms and issues that your ideal prospect has, right? Right. So now let's go into the practical application. Let's go into the practical application. If you can hear me, just comment I can hear you, so I can be sure my audio is okay. Right, if you can hear me, just comment I can hear you, so I can know that my audio is okay. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Alright, so let's go into the practical application. Right, so now imagine someone has seen your lead magnets, right? They have seen your offer, they love your offer, and then they reach out to you that, okay, I want to talk to you. Right, I remember that before they reach out to you, you need to screen them because your time is limited, right? You cannot help everybody. So make sure that they go through something like an application, they fill a form, an online form, a survey, something that makes sure that you know before you talk to them if this person is your right client, this person is your ideal prospect, right? So you don't waste your time talking to everybody. And that also does something else. It makes them to qualify themselves. They will know that, oh, this guy is not really trying to sell to everybody, or this lady is not trying to sell to everybody. So that makes them kind of qualify themselves. They're jumping through hoops, because they want to talk to you, right? So that is far better than cold calling, and it makes the calling your results to be better, right? So this process can actually eliminate you wasting your time, eliminate tire kickers and people who are not really there because they want to get started, right? So let's get right into it. But remember, I know it's tempting to want to talk about all about your services, all about how great you are, you want to talk about all the amazing things about you. But remember, they're not here to hear about you. They don't care about you. They're here to get the thing you promised them in your lead magnet, or you promised them, like the offer, the consultation session, the free consultation session. So make this worth their while. Right? Not just here to sell. Even though the aim of this call is to sell them something, but you're not here to sell, you're here to educate them and then get them to buy because they see your value. And now this call doesn't have to be 100 hours long. It can just be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even 15 minutes, or 60 minutes, alright? As long as you follow this framework I'm about to show to you, you're definitely going to close much more than you're currently closing right now. Right? But don't forget, everyone's favorite person is themselves. Alright, and their motivation to schedule a call, whether you like it or not, is for themselves, not for you. All right, so the first step in this our sales system or in this our sales mechanism is to find out their why. All right, so once they get on the call with you, the first thing you need to ask them is, hello, why are you on this call? Right? Just we can simply say, how may I help you? Right? Or what is your motivation, or why exactly do you want to get on this call? Why did you want to take them out of your busy schedule and get on this call? All right. So you must first of all know why they are here. Don't assume you know why they are here. All right. Remember I said something at the beginning of this, that questions are how you sell, not you talking and bragging. Questions are how you sell. Questions, asking questions, you asking questions, because the person that controls the conversation is the one that is in charge. So if you're the one just answering questions, trust me, you're not in charge of that conversation, and that clients can take the conversation wherever they want to. All right. So if you control the conversation, then you are more likely to close the sale. So remember, asking questions is how you win in sales. All right. You can simply start the call by asking them, "How may I help you? Why really did you want to get on this call? All right. So what's your motivation, or what's your biggest motivation for taking the time out of your busy schedule to book this call right now?" All right. So and then whatever they say, uh, dig deeper. Ask another question to know the deeper reason. Right. If they say something like, "Oh, I just wanted to see what you have to offer," that's not a good reason. Right. So dig deeper. Okay. So some questions you can ask to dig deeper is that, for instance, you can say, "Okay, tell me, can you tell me more about what you mean? Tell me more. What do you mean?" You understand? You can also say something like, "Why do you believe you're having that issue? Why are you experiencing this? How long has this been happening? Okay, so what's prompted you to look into this now? Right? Why is this not working? Why is it not been working? Right? So why do you feel you have not achieved that goal?" So just asking those kind of questions to get them to shine more light, right, on their problem. And then basically they are you are kicking that bruised knee, in the sense that they are now being more and more aware of that problem they're having, because some of them might not really believe that they're having a serious problem. All right. So in that process, you are priming them for when you present your answer, for when you give them your help. All right. So they're not priming for you to help them to solve this burning issue that they're having. All right. So they now have a bleeding neck, and they meaning they have an immediate problem and they want a solution. Okay. So the next question you ask is, where do you want to go? Right. That's the next stage. Right. The first stage is to find out why. The second stage of the sales call or the sales presentation is to find out where they want to go from here. All right. After knowing the problem, find out what do they want to achieve. Right. So that's the next step. So one way to do that, you can say, "Okay, Emmanuel, okay, David, if we're having this conversation 12 months from now, and we're looking at this about a year or 12 months from now, what would have needed to happen so that you can be happy with the result?" And they'll be like, "Oh, well, I want to be doing this, I want to be doing that. I want to, if you're selling a weight loss, so you can say, oh, I want to be weighing this, I want to be weighing that." If you're selling something like sales and marketing package or sales and marketing consultation, you can say, they'll say, "Oh, I want to make a certain number of sales. I want my business to be known everywhere. I want to be making this, I want to be making that." Right? So find out where they want to go. All right, find out what they're trying to achieve. Find out the big picture they have in mind. All right, so it can be something as simple as, what do you want to achieve? How much money do you want to be making? How many sales do you want to be making? What do you want to be your lifestyle? Right? Um, how would you like your relationship with your spouse to be? If you're selling relationship coaching, right? So if you're saying something like productivity coaching or something, you can say, how would you like your life to be? How would you want to live? What kind of lifestyle would you want to have? Right? So when you get an answer to all these things, and you have gotten the specifics of moving forward, Then you can ask more questions, right? You can say, okay, I understand. So what's your motivation for achieving that? Right? So remember, if you're not willing to answer your questions, you can't sell to them. Don't just waste your time. Don't be bothered about, oh, we didn't like the questions. Someone that really wants solution will not mind you asking them these questions as long as you don't make it too intrusive, right? So you can ask them, okay, what's your motivation for actually making more sales? Why do you really want to make more sales? Right? It might look that question might look obvious, but ask it, right? Because you are getting them to open up that they really need you. Because some of them might not be so aware that they need you, or they may not be fully conscious that they need your help. Right? So asking these questions get them to really think and say, I actually need help with this thing. Right? So you can ask us like, okay, so when you make more money, what difference when you make more sales, when you're making 500 sales per month, what difference would it make in your life? Right? What difference would it make, and what is the reason you want to do that? Okay, so always ask questions. So it's important to always like do this what I call temperature checks, right? So you can see exactly what is their why, and so they can paint a vivid picture for them, right? I will explain that in this same training. Okay, so you always want to know their why on a deeper and deeper level. All right, so I've mentioned how many stages now. Find out their why. Why are they on this call? Why are they talking to you right now? Why did they book this call with you? Number two, you find out where they want to go, right? Where do they want to go from here? What is the big picture? What is the big benefit they want? Right? Can be, oh, I want to make more sales, I want to be slimmer, oh, I want to be, so find out where they want to go from this their current situation. Do you really want to achieve? All right. Okay. So the next stage now is the admission, right? This is where you get your prospect to admit that what they have been doing so far has not been working. All right, so they are admit their struggles, their frustration, what the challenges has been, what they have worked on, what's worked and what has not worked, and why. Okay, so get them to admit everything they have tried and to admit that it's not working, and that they find that they're looking for a proven roadmap, and they're looking for someone who has done it before and has succeeded. So get them to admit that they have had enough of doing it by themselves and they want help. Right? So also get them to admit why it's important for them to figure that thing out now and then move forward. Right. So some questions you can ask is, okay, why is it important for you to actually really have a clear roadmap for your sales and marketing? That's a question I can ask. Right. So another question that I personally can ask the clients is, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being really not important and 10 being extremely important, how important is making up to 500 sales per month for you? How important is it for you? And they talk, right? So, another question you can ask is, okay, so that means that if you don't make that amount of sales, right, what's going to happen? Then they will talk, right? That's another question you can ask is, okay, so what you're telling me is that what you're currently doing is not working, right? They will say yes. Okay, and you can ask another question. You can say, and it's time for you to finally do something about it. And they will say yes. All right. So I want you to remember this. If it's not important to them, if what you're trying to sell to them is not important, politely end the call. Politely end the call. If they don't have a burning desire to solve that problem you are trying to sell to them, right? It doesn't matter what you are selling, it doesn't matter what your price is, they will not buy. So don't waste your time selling to somebody who does not need what you are selling. That's why you're asking these questions. Don't waste your time trying to sell to someone who does not need what you are selling. That's very, very important. Alright, so now the next stage is where you deliver value. Right? The next stage is where you deliver the value that you promised them on this call. Right? Okay. Let me go through the 4 stages again. The first stage of this call is where you get to find out their why. Why are they on this call? Why are they talking to you right now? Right? Why are they here? What do they really want to achieve? The second stage is, where do they want to go from here? What are they trying to achieve? What's the big picture? Where do they want to be 12 months from now? So you find that out. Then the third stage is to get them to admit that they need help, that what they're doing is not working, right? That's the third stage. And the fourth stage is where you deliver value, right? So after you have established that burning problem that they're trying to solve, this is now where you transition to the value that you promised them, in your offer, right? In your when you told them that they should book a consultation call, right? So now you ask them all the questions, and then this is where you formulate a plan based on their answers. This is where you formulate a plan based on the answers that they give to you. Okay, remember you have been asking them questions since. So now you now create a plan, create a roadmap with the answers. Right? That's smart, Abby. Yeah. So once you find out where they are right now, where they want to be, and you have gone through all those questions and you have gotten all the stuff they can get from them, what you now do is to build a bridge to get them there in the form of a plan. Right? Build a bridge to get them to where they want to be. You are armed with all the answers I've given to you. You now use this to form a bridge to get them to where they want to get to, right? Using your service, right? Or using your platform. Okay, so you can say, okay, David, okay, Manuel, okay, Mr. Ali, I can definitely help you with that. So would you like to show me a little of how we can do that and what that would be involved? Right, they'll say yes, I would like to learn about how you would solve this. Okay. So this part is very, very important though. Because some people they just want to sell. Talk about themselves, talk about, oh, we have this, oh, I think I can do this, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this. No, no, no. People have heard it all, right? A lot of people have heard it all. You're probably not the first person they're talking to. So the difference between you and other people is that you're going to give them value. You're going to give them value, right? So instead of just simply agitating the problem they're having and telling them how much you charge or what you do, you would want to help them solve some of their burning problem right now, right? Instead of straight up selling them your solution, okay? Because skepticism is so rampant right now. So people are skeptic, people are untrusting. So they want to seeing is believing, right? So you don't want to start complaining, why are people so untrusting, right? No, you want to actually go along and don't try to change people, but meet them and where they are and then help them before you sell to them, right? So give them value. Give them value. Okay? That's the right thing to do because the internet is actually plagued with so many people selling all manner of things that don't really work, right? Selling all manner of things that don't really work. So people have a right to be skeptic nowadays. Okay? So you kill that skepticism by actually helping them to prove they actually what's your sold. So remember, no one likes to be sold, but everyone likes to buy. No one likes to be sold, but everyone likes to buy. So you want to get your prospects excited by solving a part of their problem on the call, or at least making it very clear that you can help them solve it. And then they'll want more. They want more. Alright? Alright, let's go on. So how do you deliver this value? How do you deliver this value? So let's say you're a digital marketer now, like me. One thing you can do is that you can create a roadmap, right? You can help them analyze what the competitor is doing. You can help them understand why they have been making the mistakes that they have been making. Show them errors that they have been making in their current marketing. The different ways you can do it. Let's say you are a financial planner, right? You're a financial planner or you're a health coach, you're a diet coach, you're a weight loss coach. You can just easily ask them some questions. or basically use the answers I've given you to just create a quick plan for them, right? Or something very, very quick, something short, right? That you can just make them trust you more. So to get creative, think about unique ways you can deliver that value, right? So physical businesses do this a lot. Let's say you go into a place and they just give you, oh, I want to taste this our new ice cream or something. Then you think, this is nice, and then you want more. So that's the same strategy they are using. Give them a taste of what they are going to get if they get started with you, right? So get creative, and then give them deliver value, right? Show them live on the call that you can help them by actually helping them. So this strategy is almost like magic. It makes people buy with as little resistance as possible. Now the next stage is getting commitments. The next stage is getting commitments. That's the next stage. So it's very, very important that you have identified on the call that the prospect is a good fit. Right? If you're not a good fit for what you do, please don't sell to them. Don't try to sell to them. I'm telling you, it's going to save you headache in the future. If you know that this kind of person, not the kind of person you want to sell to, you want to work with, please do not attempt selling to them. Right? You cannot build a business of working with clients and not a great fit for you. Right? Hope you got that. So if they're a great fit, this is where you gain their commitment, right? And then you introduce them to your offering, to your offer. Right. So one way you can move to that is by saying, okay, does that sound like the kind of help you're looking for? So would you like me to give you more details about the specifics? Or another way you can transition to the prescription now is that you say something like, it looks like you'd be a great fit for our services or our program. You want me to tell you exactly how it works or what we have here, right? So now the next stage is the prescription. The next stage is the prescription. So this section of the conversation is simply to tell them what you have to offer and what your services or your solution or your program can help them achieve, right? So make sure you tailor this to be as specific as possible to the problems that they told you, right, earlier in the conversation or earlier in the call, and position it as exactly what they need because it's actually what they need, right? So now notice this is the first time on the call that you start talking about what you have to offer, right? So now, nowhere at this point, nowhere at any point of our conversation have we told this person what to do. Instead, now we are going to start prescribing solutions to help them on their way to their desired outcome. Okay, so now you can say something like this. Based on what you've told me, it sounds like dash 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 would be a great fit for you, right? Sounds like this would be a great fit to help you dash. That's do what the thing that they really want to do, and dash the other thing that they're trying to do, right? So you simply list out everything that they'll be getting in your service or your program, right? And of course, for every business, this will be different. So make sure you have it well written out, so you know exactly what it is, so that you know it, you write it out loud, so you can roll off your tongue. Then you can practice saying it over and over again to get the delivery perfect. Okay, so this is very, very important. This is crucial, right? So please try to make this part very, very short as possible. If possible, it should not be longer than 2 minutes. Don't have to talk on and on and on and just get lost talking about all the different parts of your services, what they will get. No, try to make it short and concise. Right? So get used to delivering this as quick and as specific as possible. Remember that you're applying it specifically to each prospect, and you're tailoring it to their pains, their fears, their hopes, their dreams, their desires, right? Make your prospects feel like what you're offering is exactly the answer they'll be looking for. Remember, if you know you cannot solve their problem, please tell them. right? Because you cannot help everybody, right? So, and use the same words that they were using to describe their problem. Use that same word. If they say, I want to make more sales, say, to help me make more sales. If they say, I want to sell more of my products, say, this will help you sell more of your products. If they say, oh, I want to be able to properly calculate my dash, I should use the same words that they're using, right? To make them to know that, okay, this is for me. Okay, very, very important. Now, provide the features of what your services are, and then also explain how that translates into the benefits. You don't have to start going into all the technical aspects, instead focus on how will these things solve this problem they're having. Focus on the end result, not the process. That's a mistake many people make. Focus on the end result, not the process. Okay, for example, if I'm going to sell something, because I'm a digital marketing consultant, I'll say, with this program or with this particular service that we offer, you will have more predictability in your business. You have more time, you make more money, less stress. You have more time, more freedom, more security. You know exactly what's going to happen, right? So, if you sell something like weight loss, health coaching, you say you have more energy, you feel great, you'll be able to wear the clothes that you want to wear, right? So those are just focus on the end benefit, right? Focus on the end benefit, focus on the end point. You don't really have to focus on the process. Don't focus on the flight, focus on the destination. Okay, thank you. Now, I think we're getting to the end of this training. The last part, or last part is the close. Now you have talking since this is the part where you get them to pay. And a lot of people miss it here because they don't know they're scared to tell them to pay, tell their prospects to pay. This is the time, right? This is the close, right? So based on the prospect's tone and their involvement on the call, you should have a good read, if they're cold or if they're warm or if they're hot. So, but I want you to still do a temperature check by asking them, the following questions. For instance, the person you're talking to, his name is Annie. You say, Annie, I want you to understand that this is not for everybody. It actually takes time and commitment from you too. And I want you to know that you actually have to do the work and take action. You have to cooperate with us and take action. Now, with that said, why are you serious about solving your sales and marketing problems right now? Right? Then another question you can ask is, before moving forward, Mr. Annie, to the financial investment, I would like to know something from you. After hearing what is available, the benefits you receive and how this will help you get closer to achieving your goals and getting you the help that you're looking for. Do you have any other questions or concerns that I have not covered? Because they'll have some issues that they have. So it's important to ask that question so you can answer it, right? So once that you have answered that question, you cannot ask them this question again. You say, okay, you're now clear and comfortable with everything so far. And you know how everything works, right? And they will say yes. You say, okay, great. Did you get the question? You can ask them, okay, so you're now clear with everything I've discussed far, right? Thus far, right? Say yes. And say you're okay with it. Say yes. Great. Right. So now ask them the next question. You say, other than money, is there any other reason why it would not make sense for you and us to get started today? Right? Other than money, is there any other reason why it would not make sense for us to get started, today? Is there any other reason why we should not go ahead and get started today? They'll tell you if there's any other reason they have, they'll tell you. Right? Then the next question you should ask, very important, is okay, Mr. Annie, based on what we have discussed, why do you feel you'd be a great candidate for this program? Why do you feel you'd be the right person to get on this hour? Why do you think we should work with you? That's very important. You should find a way to craft that question in a way that aligns with what you sell. Very, very important. Okay. So that question is powerful because it turns the table and gets the prospects to start selling themselves on why it will be a great fit for you and why they feel that they'll be successful. Very important to ask that question. So tell me, why should we actually work with you? Why do you think that you are, the right person for us to work with right now? Right? If they say, ask them because we are picky with who we work with, so we know that this partnership is going to be beneficial, on both ends. Tell me why we should work with you. Okay, very very important. And now, please note this: if you are selling a service or a program, and you're getting a call with people, right? You should always have a setup fee. I'll explain. There are two reasons why this is important. Number one, to offset client acquisition call, right? Have a setup fee separate from your service charge, a one-time setup fee. Okay. Then you should also, another reason why you should have that setup fee is that it helps you create urgency as you are using a fast action bonus, right? So, for instance, now let's say your setup fee is 50K, and the product you're selling, on the service you're selling is 200,000 naira. You can tell them, right, Mr. Annie, Mr. Prospect, if you want to get started right now, we'll waive that setup fee that we have. As we discussed, we have a setup fee of 50,000 naira. And if you normally want to get on board, we need to pay that 50,000 naira before we get started working with you. But if you choose to get started right now, you know, one thing we have known is that people that make decisions quickly are always the best clients, right? That's because they are decisive and they can take action. So, and also going back and forth costs us time and energy and money. So for that reason, I'll waive that 50,000 naira setup costs of your investment. So you only pay 200,000 naira. How does that sound? How does that sound, Mr. Annie? And they would be like, oh, that's okay, no problem. All right, so can we go ahead and set this up for you right now? Then you don't say a word. And there's an old saying, I learned this from Sad recently. There's an old saying in sales. It says the person who speaks first loses. In sales, the person who speaks first loses. So after you have stated your offer, you must now show confidence by waiting for their response. Right? You must show confidence by waiting for their response. Don't say anything again. Once you have stated your offer, you have told them the price. Keep quiet, shut up. You don't need to keep talking. Let them talk. So you're waiting for them to say something like, okay, how does that work? All right, what are the next steps? Okay, yes, let's do it. All right, so those are what you're expecting to hear from them. All right, you're waiting to hear something like, okay, how can we pay? All right, what's the process of getting signed up? Okay, then you can say, great, we take MasterCard, you can pay online, this is our link, you can pay to our bank, you can pay by transfer. Okay, so once you have told them your offer, you shut up and then you wait for them to respond. Wait for them to say, okay, how do I start? How do I pay? Right, and then you can tell them, great, this is how you can pay. Give them options. Remember, it's always good to give people options, right? Okay, so once you collect your payments, you have closed the deal, you have won a client. Someone is asking, oh, is it that simple? Actually, it's that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. Right? So don't try to complicate it. Don't try to waste your time. This strategy I've given you is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So if you follow this strategy on how to close sales, trust me, your sales closing will go off the roof, go skyrocket to the moon. I'm telling you. All right. So a lot of people want to hear all the guru and all the guru centric models, right? Where they want to put themselves on a pedestal where they are admired and everybody's saying wow, wow, wow. You know, where they are admired enough and they are respected enough to be purchased from. Instead of doing that, use this process to create massive relevance for your clients and by being able to solve their biggest and most burning problems. Alright, so let's recap. When you are selling a coaching, consulting, operational services, it's important that you read out people quickly who are not going to be a good fit. You do this by using surveys, you do this by using applications, you do this by using surveys and applications basically. That way you are freeing up your time for you to spend time with people who will actually be a good fit, and that way you can actually help them. Right? So the survey and application pages actually allow you to, reframe your prospect by having them jump through hoops and they are qualifying themselves. And then they are confirming that they are a good fit. They are confirming that they are a good fit. Okay. So when the fit of your business is on the line, and remember, this is sales, and because sales is always life, sales is lifeblood, sales is the oxygen of your business. You need a proven rinse and repeat process and script for converting leads into sales. You don't want to have it all in your head, or you don't want to just wing it. You must have a script that you refine and strengthen over time. Then, when you hire people, they can follow your script, follow your proven script, and you're not leaving anything to chance, right? So, what happens to people who come to your call and they don't buy? Of course, follow up, right? So, I'm going to do another video on how you can properly follow up people so that you can make more sales and make more money, right? So, thank you for being on this video, right? If you need help creating a sales strategy or a sales script for yourself or for your team, reach out to me. I'm happy to create a very, very powerful sales script, work together to create a very, very powerful sales script, right? If you want to also want a video presentation or video sales, script, can also create that. So it's not free, it's not cheap also, but it will be far, far cheaper than what you're doing right now because it's going to give you much more results, right? And I'm going to say this, that if you use what I give to you, right? If you get on board with me and my team and you don't make at least 2 times or 2 to 3 times what you're currently making, I will personally double what you paid me. That's my promise to you. So my name is Emmanuel Uzoma, the head of growth and founder of Cellbridge Digital, a digital marketing agency in Nigeria. I will look forward to helping you. Thank you.